You don't lose strength because you age. You lose strength because you stop moving. That hit me like a brick, because for years, I believed the opposite. I thought once you passed 55, the decline was just inevitable. Stiff joints? Normal? Weaker legs? Part of the deal. Lack of energy? Poor balance? And that weird fear of tripping when walking on uneven ground? I told myself, that's just what getting older feels like. I accepted it. Until one day, I couldn't anymore. I remember trying to carry groceries up a short flight of stairs and needing to stop halfway. My knees felt unstable, my grip was weak, and my heart was racing like I'd just run a mile. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just aging. This is me losing control of my body. It wasn't just physical. The worst part? It started messing with my confidence. I found myself avoiding walks, turning down trips, making excuses because I didn't feel strong enough to handle a normal day. But here's the truth. I wish I had learned sooner. You're not broken. You're just undertrained. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's waiting for you to show up again. And no, you don't need some crazy gym routine, fancy machines, or to train like you're 25. You don't even need more than your own body, a little space in your living room, and a few minutes a day. I started with just 3 simple at-home exercises, movements that reconnected me with my legs, my core, my strength. Exercises that helped me feel steady, energized, and back in control. Now, I'm not saying this is a miracle, but if you show up, even a few minutes a day, these moves can change the way your body feels, moves, and responds to life. And the best part? You can start right now, right here, without leaving your house. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through each one, step by step. If this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. 1. Standing march. The core. Move that brought me stability. If there's one exercise I underestimated, it's this one. For most of my life, I thought core training meant crunches, planks, or some complicated floor routine. But after 55, I started realizing something nobody talks about. Your core isn't just about abs. It's about control. It's what helps you get up from a chair without falling forward. It's what keeps you stable when you walk on gravel, step off a curb, or climb stairs. It's your body's internal anchor. And that's exactly what the standing march helped me rebuild. Here's how simple it is. Stand tall, feet hip-width apart. Gently tighten your core, like you're bracing for a soft punch. Now, slowly lift one knee up to about waist height. Pause for a second. Hold it. Feel the balance. Then lower with control. Switch sides. Repeat. Aim for 20 total marches, 10 per leg. Rest 30 seconds. Do 3 rounds. The magic isn't in how fast you move. It's in how controlled you stay. At first, I couldn't believe how wobbly I was. My legs were shaky. My balance was off. I kept tapping my foot down early just to keep from tipping over. But I stayed consistent. Just a few minutes every day. Within 2 weeks, I was standing taller. Walking felt smoother. I didn't need to hold on to furniture to get up from the couch. Even my lower back started bothering me less, because my core was finally doing its job again. It's not flashy, but it works. And that's the whole point. We're not training for looks here. We're training for real-life strength, so your body can move the way it's supposed to, with confidence and control. And the next move? That's where everything starts to power up. 2. Incline wall push-up. Rebuilding strength without breaking your joints. Let's be honest. Regular push-ups are brutal after a certain age. Around 55, things start feeling different. The wrists get stiff, the shoulders ache, and just getting down on the floor feels like a workout on its own. I used to think that meant I couldn't train my upper body anymore, until I found a better way. The incline wall push-up doesn't just take the pressure off your joints, it puts the power back in your hands. The first time I tried this, I thought it looked too easy. Just a little lean into a wall, right? Wrong. About halfway through the set, my arms were shaking like I was doing full push-ups on the floor. And yet, my shoulders didn't burn. My wrists weren't screaming. That's when I realized this was exactly what I needed. A joint-friendly move that actually worked. It's such a simple shift. You stand facing a wall, place your hands at chest level, and step back just enough to create that lean. From there, you lower your chest slowly toward the wall and push yourself back up, all while keeping your core braced and your body in one straight line. No jumping, no crazy movements, no equipment. Just smooth, controlled effort. After a couple weeks, I noticed I could lift more around the house, pushing the vacuum, hauling grocery bags, picking things up off shelves. It all got easier. My posture improved without me even trying. I stood taller. I felt firmer. My chest, arms, and shoulders finally had that solid feeling again, the one I hadn't felt in years. And the best part? I didn't dread it. I actually looked forward to it because it didn't hurt. It felt like progress. This movement gave me something I thought was gone: the ability to build strength without punishment. And that confidence carried over into everything. I walked with more presence. I moved with more certainty. It wasn't just about muscle. It was about taking control again. And the more I did it, the more I realized this isn't about going back to who I used to be. It's about becoming someone stronger, smarter, and more capable. Right now. But there's still one more piece to this puzzle. One that targets the foundation of everything: your legs. 3. Wall calf raise, the overlooked move that gave me my confidence. Back, you don't notice your calves until they stop doing their job. That's the truth nobody tells you. For years, I didn't train mine. I figured they were small muscles, not worth the focus. I was too busy worrying about my back, my knees, my energy. But then it happened. I stepped off a curb wrong and nearly hit the ground. My foot just didn't respond in time. That's when I realized weak calves are silent saboteurs, and if you don't train them, they'll train you to move with fear. That near fall shook me. It wasn't the stumble that scared me. It was how easily it happened. From that day on, I felt anxious every time I had to step onto grass, sand, stairs, or even wet pavement. I'd catch myself hesitating before moving. And that hesitation? That's what eats away at your independence. That's what makes you feel old. So I decided to fight back. And I started with one of the most overlooked exercises of all: the wall calf raise. It's as simple as it sounds. You stand tall, near a wall or sturdy surface, just for light support. Feet hip-width apart. Then you lift your heels slowly off the ground. Rise up onto the balls of your feet. Hold at the top, and lower back down with control. No bouncing. No momentum. Just full control. At first, I barely felt anything. But after a few rounds, that familiar burn kicked in. And more importantly, my feet and ankles started coming back to life. Within weeks, I felt different. I didn't shuffle my feet anymore. My stride became stronger, longer. Walking uphill? Easier. Standing for long periods? No shifting or discomfort. Even my knees felt more stable, because my lower legs were finally pulling their weight. You see, when your calves are weak, your knees and hips pick up the slack. And that's when pain starts creeping in. But when you build strength from the ground up, your entire chain works better. Everything aligns. But here's the part nobody talks about. It wasn't just physical. Rebuilding my calves rebuilt my confidence. I started trusting my body again. I didn't second-guess myself on stairs or when walking in the rain. I stopped avoiding long walks, trails, or even spontaneous activities because I felt ready, steady. That mental shift, that return of control, is one of the most powerful things I've experienced since turning 55. And all it took was a few minutes a day, right there in my living room, with a wall. No gym, no weights, no nonsense. This move may not look impressive. You won't go viral on the internet doing calf raises against a wall. But trust me, if you want to move with power, balance, and control as you age, this is one you can't afford to skip. Strength isn't about ego, it's about independence. And with this simple movement, I reclaimed mine. Bonus block. Why these 3 moves work better than most full workouts. When I first started doing these exercises, I wasn't trying to get in shape the way I used to. I didn't care about abs, beach bodies, or chasing numbers. I just wanted to wake up and feel like I had control over my own body again. I wanted to climb stairs without grabbing the railing, to carry groceries without shifting the weight to avoid the strain, to move through my day without flinching, without second-guessing every step. What caught me off guard was how powerful these 3 movements became. They didn't just work, they changed everything. And it wasn't because they're fancy, it's because they're essential. They target the muscles that most of us stop using, the ones responsible for balance, posture, stability, and real-life strength. The kind of strength that lets you bend down without pulling something, get out of a chair without pushing off your knees, step over obstacles without fear of falling. The standing march reawakened my center. I stopped leaning, shifting, or stumbling during the simplest tasks. The incline wall push-up gave me back the ability to press, lift, and carry, without shoulder pain, without wrist strain, and the wall calf raise. That one made me feel planted again, like the ground beneath me was mine to walk confidently. Alone, each one is powerful. Together, they're transformational. Not because they're intense, but because they're consistent. You don't need to crush a workout. You just need to move with purpose day after day. That's what no one tells you. After 55, it's not about going harder. It's about going smarter. And this routine is smart. It respects your joints. It builds from the inside out. And it gives back what aging quietly tries to take: independence, confidence, strength. In just 5 to 10 minutes a day, these movements can become your anchor, your reset button, your proof that you're not done. You're just getting started on your own terms. And that's why I keep showing up for them. Not to prove something to others, but to remind myself who I still am. I know what it feels like to think you're past your prime, to feel like your body's slipping, and there's nothing you can do about it. But that's a lie we've been told for too long. You are not too old. You are not too late. And your strength isn't gone. It's just been waiting for you to come back for it. These exercises aren't flashy. They won't make headlines. But they gave me something no gym ever did. Freedom. Freedom to move how I want, to carry what I need, to show up for the people I love without hesitation or pain. If you start today, Even with just one movement, you're already winning. Because you're choosing action over excuses. And that choice changes everything. So let me ask you, what's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your story. I want to see you take that next step. If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together. You don't need to go back in time to feel strong again. You just need to go forward with intention. Let's move. Let's grow. And let's prove that strength doesn't fade. It evolves.